A massage chair might seem a bit extravagant, especially these days. 8 different settings, adjustable intensity, plus it's heated, and it just feels so good. Yes, a massage chair might seem a bit extravagant, but when it can come with a car, suddenly it seems quite practical. The all-new 2025 Volkswagen Tiguan, packed with premium features like available massaging front seats, it only feels extravagant.
Hey, it's Paris. You know I love sparkly things, right? Like stars. Duh. And thanks to Hilton and AutoCamp, I just slept under them. Picture me, serving looks by the fire outside my luxurious Airstream, making s'mores with the kids, while a national park is our backdrop. The great outdoors meets Hilton hospitality. That's hot. Explore all the new ways to stay at Hilton.com. Hilton for the stay.
War Eagle, and welcome to another edition of Ever to Podcast, a special one at that. This is the audio show that we do on a regular basis to catch you up on the latest Auburn news, discussion, talking points, scuttlebutt, all within the Auburn experience, which is all about, to us, Auburn sports, Auburn culture, Auburn family stuff. Say it with me. If it's orange and blue, it's what we do. So thank you so much and joining us in what we're going to be doing today on this episode of Ever to Podcast. This is episode 56. Today's date is August 22nd, 2025, and I'm your host, as always, Kyle Loomis. I said this was a special episode because we didn't intend to do one as our typical schedule dictates, but there's too much going on, so we got to talk about it today. Keep in mind that we try to put these out on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays for you guys, but if warranted, we will do that on a Monday or Friday, or even if over a weekend if we feel like it needs to be addressed. But here we are. Let's get into it. We're going to talk today about the news that's going to be implications for all the SEC, but for specifically, if I could talk, for Auburn football. We're going to talk about that big commitment last night, another partnership for Auburn athletics, and there's plenty of other things that we're going to try to have in this show today, so let's not waste any more time. We're going to start off with our main topic today, big implications not just for college football, but this is specifically about the SEC. They just announced yesterday, I think in a little bit of a surprising move in terms of, I don't know that people thought it would happen. I mean, maybe some people did yesterday. They announced that in 2026, conference competition in SEC football will move officially to 9 games, 8 games to 9 games, adding a game on to that schedule. Here's some more details from that release that you need to be aware of, and how we'll talk about how it implicates Auburn. You will continue to have single standings and not divisional structure. So we are not going back to any type of divisions. It is, hey, free for all. We're going to play each other. But here's how it's going to work out. Each school, and this was a model that was highly speculated on, will play 3 annual opponents focused on maintaining many of the traditional rivalries. I would say the most important ones is probably what they should have said there. Each team's remaining 6 games in that 9-game schedule, because 3 will always be the same, will rotate among the remaining conference goals. And I think this is the most important thing. It ensures that each team will face every other SEC program at least once every 2 years, and every opponent home and away in every 4 years. This is about as good as it can get, preserving rivalries, preserving the opportunity to see each other more than every 6 years, and then every 12 years on the reverse of that matchup that it happened for some of these games that hardly ever were played. This is so much better, and this is the move that needed to happen. What does this mean for Auburn? Well, it's funny, we released a clip from our podcast a couple weeks ago this week talking about how the Georgia game may be in jeopardy. We can erase that now, so I wish I had known this was coming out. But what this means is that the Iron Bowl and the Deep South's oldest rivalry will be preserved. Now, that official announcement hasn't happened yet, but come on, that's the whole reason this is happening, or one of the biggest reasons why this is happening. But the biggest question now shifts to, for Auburn fans and the Auburn football program, is who is going to be that third one every year that you're playing. A lot of speculation because Auburn is playing Alabama and Georgia every year that it should be someone that's usually a little bit easier. Vanderbilt, seen a lot of people throw that out. Frankly, I'm not necessarily on board with that. I'll take whoever we get, right? But I would love to see someone that we share some some traditions with and get those back. Does it make it difficult every year? Probably, yes, but that was the way it was back in the day. Let's get Auburn, Georgia, and Florida every single year. I know some people want LSU back, and I think there's some value in that too, but I want Florida back every single year. Anyway, we're going to talk about that more on the upcoming podcast of the Auburn Experience, which, by the way, just saddle up, folks. It's going to be a long one. We got a lot to talk about from this week and break down in more detail, but that's the biggest news story to kick you off on this episode of Ever to Podcast. Let's talk about the next big one. Big commitment. A lot of people saw this one coming. There were predictions from those that seemed to be in the know about this, and so there was a lot of anticipation that this was going to go the way it did. Auburn adds to its 2026 class Bralan Womack out of Flowood, Mississippi. He plays for, I'm trying to remember, Hartfield Academy in Mississippi. So this is yet another commit out of Mississippi in this class. What's been really cool watching Auburn do is go everywhere, even outside their traditional Alabama, Georgia, and Florida, which they have done, but also going overseas, things like that. But now they're even concentrating really heavily on Mississippi, which is really, shouldn't be shocking. He's got a lot of connections there, and some of his staff do as well. But anyway, it's another addition. He's a defensive back is what you probably really should categorize him as. Some have even said he could play anywhere. Safety is typically where people are placing him or calling him on part of this roster, which gives us 2. We've got more details and facts in our video that you should go check out. But once again, continuing the momentum build where a lot of people were dancing on Auburn's grave in the recruiting space this offseason and in the summer saying, Auburn will never get it back up to where it was. Here we are again. You were wrong. So if you were panicking, if you're an opposing fan listening to this somehow, some way, don't do things too preemptively. You just look stupid. Anyway, great addition to the football 2026 class. And I know that's got a lot of you recruiting junkies out there jazzed up, jammed up, jelly tight, as I always like to say. Our next big news story, because they just keep rolling in this week. I mean, really every day this week, we've had some big announcement made from Auburn that implicates football, but also the whole of Auburn athletics. And today we've got another one. Today, Auburn announced that they are starting what they call a cutting-edge partnership with Musco Entertainment, upgrading not just Jordan-Hare Stadium, but Neville Arena as well. And what this is, on essence, if you go look at the post on social media, you're going to see images of lighting effects, things like that. I'm sure Time to Music, given the name Musco. You're going to say, well, what's the big deal? Everybody does these types of things these days. But actually, according to this press release here, I'll read a little bit of it for you here. This is going to implement new and enhanced lighting effects technology inside these 2 locations beginning this year. So we're about to see it with the very first football game in Jordan-Hare in 2 weeks. It is driving these new features will be Musco's Show Light Pro entertainment system. The upgraded control system integrates a variety of new equipment into the existing Musco TLC for LED field play. We're getting through all this lighting infrastructure at both venues to enable a wide variety of custom logo projections, lasers, other static custom scenes and effects, and show programming. This was funded through an anonymous donor and Tigers Unlimited, and it will become the first collegiate football stadium to integrate this laser technology with the Musco lighting system during the game day experience. So cutting edge, first of its kind. Auburn is leading the way. Auburn Athletics is leading the way, not just for the football thing, but in many ways getting involved in this space for the different sports that are going to be playing in Neville Arena as well. So I know that's probably not the biggest of the news stories that's out there from this week, but it's an important one, and it's a cutting-edge one, and it's one that you should be aware of for Auburn Athletics and what they're getting involved with. Let's keep moving right along. We are going to give you an early Auburn weekend update because we gave you what to watch yesterday, and it started yesterday. Auburn soccer took on their 3rd opponent of the year, and they finally got the victory that they had long been awaiting for in this new James Armstrong era. Just playing at some outstanding defense and getting the win. They've now had a win. They've now had a loss and a tie. So 1-1, if you just look at it that way. And it was an exciting night for the Auburn Tigers. They got to celebrate with Coach James Armstrong, and I know that monkey is off his back in a sense of beating a team finally and knocking all the things off the record. So we obviously are thankful for them getting that first win. I, again, highly encourage you all, if you're able to, during the homestand that's left in the non-conference game, Definitely go and check them out. You should. There's some great soccer being played, even though they just now got their first win. Olivia Woodson is doing some great things. Dylan Driver to Olivia Woodson, you need to know that combo, beating Southern Miss last night 3-0. Auburn gets their first victory and gets your Auburn weekend kicked off. Keep in mind, there's another soccer match coming up later this weekend that you need to pay attention to. There's going to be a Atlanta Georgia Tech volleyball match for Auburn if you're going to be in the Atlanta area this Saturday. I'm sadly going to miss that one. I was planning on going to that, and then Auburn will be hosting Kennesaw State soccer on Sunday. So that, I think, if we have time, well, we can roll through these other things really quickly to round out. Some last-minute notes here. Another honor for another former Auburn football player. Greg Carr is going to be brought into the College Football Hall of Fame. I think we've talked about that on the main show, being added to the College Football Hall of Fame class for 2025. He's also going to be honored by the foundation that runs that with what's called an on-campus salute during this year's schedule. So during the Iron Bowl, November 29th, they're going to honor Greg Carr, and that way with what they call the on-campus salute, an acknowledgement of him being inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame. So just all the great things are going on this season. So many honorees, things like that. It's going to be an exciting time on the Plains and for Jordan-Hare Stadium. Thank you guys for staying tuned with us and for letting me get in an extra episode this week. I have the feeling that if we didn't do this one, we would be really pressed to get everything done next week that we need to catch up on you. Always keep in mind, these shows are always planned for Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, but we'll do others as needed. Be sure, Sunday night, join us for a big one. It's a jam-packed show, The Auburn Experience, live podcast recording. You can watch it live, YouTube, 9 Eastern Time, 8 Central, or catch the replay on YouTube, or just download the podcast wherever you get your podcast. If you're here, you're probably already doing that. If not, make sure you're doing that and dropping a review for us if you can. It's a huge help. Until we talk to you again, thank you for being here and spending time with us.
Talk about stepping up. Bang! Bang!
It's time to level up your game. Introducing the all-new ESPN app. All of ESPN, all in one place. Your home for the most live sports and the best championship moments.
The electricity is palpable.
Step up your game with no annual contract required. It's the ultimate fan experience. Level up for more on the ESPN app or at stream.espn.com. Sign up now.